All right, let's get started. So, I'm a little, because I just did a few push-ups. We have to keep our shape. Of course, if the shape is circle, probably we don't have to keep it. We have to maintain some physical activities, since our muscles are meant to move. And if you don't move them, will become, most likely, because of all the food and stuff, something like a sphere, which is not okay, because we get back to the primitive. We start with the primitive, always with the sphere, and we make a human. But if we go back to the sphere, so we are, reversing our evolution. Not good. So let's continue with our character. I'm sorry again, the COVID thing. Yeah, COVID, for me it was nothing special. I mean, it was just a little bit longer than the normal cold, but lighter, and it kind of leaves a little bit of trace that probably will take a few weeks to clean. But whatever. So now, if you notice here on the eyes, we have this kind of a grainy thing. If we go to render here, and just under the Eevee, where we change the render between Eevee workbench and cycles, let's see the workbench. This is not a render, basically. So when we change, we have render, and we have viewport sampling. So this sampling, I will increase it in the viewport because, you see, I want to see it better. Of course, if you have not very good video card, or you're working on your laptop which is not very powerful, not good processor, then you probably will be more better than with the default 16, not this. And viewport denoising is generally good to have most of the time. So yeah, but let's see. We have all the things. Now let's do the fur. So we select the head and we make it like, yeah, just put the button, the question mark button, to make it like this, to solo mode it. In ZBrush is solo mode, so let's solo it. And then we will click here, up here, to get on the viewport shading, because we have to be able to see it. And now the thing is, let me see, where is this thing that I want? It's not here. Not here. It's here. Object data properties. So in object data properties, this kind of a triangle, even me, I can't remember sometimes where certain option is, and I have to search it. But since the options of the object are from this kind of a square down, those are the options of our object here, and those up from here are general options for the render, for the scene and stuff. We have to kind of work here, I mean, to look for our options in this area, but now it's in this square. So vertex groups, we need to create, with this plus icon here, a vertex group. Why? Because we need to kind of disable the hair from the nose, from the eyes themselves, and from a little bit from the mouth. And this we will do with the vertex groups. This will achieve with the vertex groups. Then when we go to the hair, create the hair. By the way, it will be created in this tab, which is particle properties. Yeah, I don't know the name, so I just hover it and wait for it to appear. Particle properties. This is particle properties. Yes, guys, do you know this is particle? Okay, those particle properties we will create with plus. We will create a particle. Then we will choose here, and we will continue from there. But before that, let's create a vertex group. And you can try not to create vertex groups. So let's try to not create. So just to see it. So plus, create a particle, not emitter, here. So there is an emitter or emitter, I'm not sure, here. And we go to here. And then here we'll have number 1000, which is okay. Seed, we don't care. Hair length, too much. 4 meters is a little bit too much. So let's go back to 0.1. This is too much too. 0.0 something in my case. In your case, could be a little bit longer, or could be, you have to see here in the viewport that they have to be like this long. I mean, not very long. We will shorten them in these areas here, around the mouth, around the nose area, and here a little bit. We will shorten them, and those here in the top probably will longer, and those here on the beard also will shorten them, because if they are long, I will show you what will happen. It will look like a beard, which is not good. So this is my testing file. I'm testing stuff here, and let me show you how it looks with a little bit more hair on the beard. By the way, you see he's making a little bit of gesture, which is, yeah, but we probably will do it. I mean, this is rigged now and everything, and yeah, see, the hair is, the fur here on the hair is okay, but here on the bottom it looks like a beard and it's not okay, and here we shouldn't have too much. And it's just a test hair here. It's not the best, but it's working, but only in cycles. In Eevee, it looks horrible. I mean, it's, yeah, we don't have proper shader in Eevee for hair and stuff like this, so basically Eevee is not good for hair. Let's go now for our render. No, we don't want. So let's select, if we want to select, of course, a vertex group, which will determine where your hair will grow and where it will not. You go to vertex group and select density here, but we don't have groups yet. So we may want to create a group. Let's go. Go to this triangle, plus to create a group. Let's call it hair density. Why not? Hair density. I'm not sure is this is the right way to write hair density. Density, okay, it's with S. Okay, I will click, double click, and S, density. All right. So now we have this, and how to create this hair density. We go to tab to edit mode, and then here we have to select only the areas that will be basically made. But let's first go to a vertex and select the vertices inside the eyes. So the most inner vertex on the eye, and then Control plus. One. Select them, then Control plus a couple of times until we got this, because we don't want hair in these areas. Then I will select with Shift those areas around the nose, like this, and then a little bit around the mouth, like this. Maybe this too. We don't want to have something like a mustache or something. Okay, it will not be super visible, but still. So we select this, and of course we want to invert the selection. So I will Control I to invert the selection, and now I will assign. So this vertex group now, when I pressed assign, those are assigned to this vertex group. Now, those polygons that are selected are assigned to this vertex group. You don't have to understand the vertex group. You have to know just that we have assigned now to this hair density vertex group those polygons, and the hair will grow only on those vertices and mostly on those vertices, which is cool for us. And let's try it. Let's go here, tab out, and for density select hair density, because now we have a vertex group, and you see it's going out from this. If you want to adjust this, it could be done. We have to go to vertex, weight painting mode. So Control tab and weight painting, it's here. So we go there, and you see how everything is red except for those areas that we have put now. If we want to increase those areas, for example, I want to kind of draw a little bit more blue on the nose, so it's there are not so many hairs on the nose. We'll go to, not to add, we go here, there is a little icon next to add in the top left, and then we go to mix, I think will be better, and then we go to the weight to 0, and then we drag. Okay, it doesn't work, so probably it will be add, and it's not add, but okay, it's working, but it's okay, so it's with add. I just have to draw a little bit more on the side. Okay, this I think it's okay, and maybe here we can draw a little bit more around the mouth. So in this area the hair will be less, I mean it will grow less, basically. All right. And maybe I will draw a little bit here on the beard. I don't want too much hair here because you saw it, it looks odd. I mean, it has to be a cute character, not a sea captain or something with a beard and stuff. So yeah, a little bit less density there. Although it could be problematic. It could look like few hairs going on here. So let's Control Z. I don't want this. And let's keep it like this. And then we will just shorten those hairs a lot with the tools that I will show you in a few minutes. So we are okay. Now we can get out of weight paint. We can go to object mode normally. And we have this. So here now we will go and I will show you how this hair will look very nice. But if we go to children and go to interpolated. So this thing 1000 and everything, it's okay. But if we go to interpolated, and now the magic is happening. We have a lot of hairs and display amount will be 10 and render amount will be 100. Let's go to display amount around 73. Let's see what's happening. There are a lot of hairs, by the way. Maybe we can decrease this number here a little bit and it will decrease our render times too. But we have to groom this hair basically, because now let me show you how it will look in the render. Okay, I want to show everything and then I want to go to the render. And is this the cycles? No, this is the Eevee render. Let's go to cycles render because Eevee will not show us. Ooh, it's black because it doesn't have material probably, yeah. But it's interesting, definitely. And the hairs are not so much on the nose, which is good. We have few on the nose, which is not good, but otherwise it's fine. Let's go to the properties of this, the particle properties again, to continue working on this hair. We can go to let's see, where is the render, and then material could be a material that we will make. So let's make another material in this. So this is material for the hair, for the head. We will make another one, new, and we will go to this Principied BDF and go to hair BDF maybe. Let's see if we have hair BDF, hair BDF. Okay, we have hair BDF. We will call this hair, but make sure you have it here. You go to plus to add it to this mesh, the head mesh. Because if you go some other place like here, for example, and start selecting from here, it could be different. So reflection, everything, I think, yeah, the color is white. Hopefully it will work, but we have to go and select it from here. Here. It's a little bit dirty still, but it's fine. Yeah, it doesn't look super bad. Although we have to wait a lot for nice result to kind of come into play. But we have a lot of very dark shadows. And we may go and continue working on the children to, for example, here on the children, or the heart shape, we have to, we need thinner here because now it's pretty thick. So we'll go a little bit thinner with this, probably like this. And we see it on the render, fast. Let's go to the render, by the way, and see if the cycles, it's GPU, okay, it's GPU, it's fine. And now it's a little bit better. Now it looks fluffy and puffy because we have gone to the, let's see, we have gone to where? The hair shape, and we have decreased the diameter root. And we can decrease it even less. The diameter root 0.03, let's see what's happening. It may be a little bit too low, but I want this hair to be very subtle. So this could work. No, this is too low, probably. 0.03 is too low. Let's increase it to 0.11. Yeah, now it's more visible. Hopefully it will work. Of course, this hair will require a lot of things to do, and but it's not a big deal. I mean, we can do it. It's not like you just place the hair and it will work. We have to groom it. We have to make it work, and it's a process. It's a process. So don't expect it to be like just put it there and go away and everything will be okay. No. And also the purpose of this, that I'm showing you this fur and hair, in this case is fur, but if you make it longer, it will be hair. Hair dynamics, what is this? I don't know, by the way. There should be a way to put collisions and other stuff. I just haven't played a lot with those things. But yeah. So hair dynamics we don't need. Source, emit from faces. Okay, everything is okay. Now let's go to children. By the way, this is where the fun things happen in the children. Parting, we don't care. Clumping, no. Roughness. In this roughness is the key. So here we will increase the random a little bit, but not too much. If we increase it too much, it will be awful. Let's see. Let's see it like this, by the way. It will be easier. And hide everything else. Oops. Hide everything else. Come on. Okay. So this random. Let's see. Okay. It makes it a little bit more random, as you can see. It's not that uniform anymore. It's fine. I like this random slider, but we have to be careful with it. I mean, it shouldn't be that much. 0.038 for this. In this case, it will be nice. Endpoint. We can just move the endpoints a little bit, just tiny bit, just uniform. I don't think we should touch that that much. Uniform is okay to be 0. It's fine. Size, let's dial it down a bit. The size, why not? Threshold, I don't care. King type, we can go curl. Probably not the best. Amplitude, we should go down. If we want a little bit of curl, we should very low amplitude, or radial with low amplitude too. But we can do nothing also. It's just as good. So now, the hair, how it should be. Let me show you a little bit where the hair should point. And we will groom it this way. I'm waiting a little bit. Okay, now. It should go from the nose. So the nose shouldn't have hair on it. It has now, but we will delete them. It should go like this. This way. This way. This way. And here it should go this way. And down this way. Then this should go this way and this way. It should flow down here like this. And it should go around the eyes and go like this. Here it should go like this around the eyes and this way. And back and back and back. And everything back and the side. And then here mostly back and on the side. It should be kind of aerodynamical. You see, everything should be like this will be the flow. We have to try to make it. It's a little bit difficult. It's not that easy, but we should try at least. So now let's try. So if we start grooming, the moment we start grooming, we will lose some options here. We will lose these options on the emission because they will be locked. But I think we are okay with them. We don't need them anymore. So we are okay for them to be locked. So how to continue? We have to go to particle edit mode. So Control Tab and particle edit. You see, there's a little comp in here, and we will comb it, basically. So now we don't see too much hairs, as you can see, but they are enough. Let's go to these options here and length, and go to shrink. So I will shrink this just like this. Go to it, shrink it a lot until it disappears. We don't want it. By the way, we can even cut it. Let's try to cut it. Okay, I cut it. Good. I will cut those here. And I will add also. But when I add hairs, if I click, you see how many hairs are added. I don't want that. So I will go to the tool itself, which will be here on the top. This active tool and workspace settings. And then I will go to count and just press 1. I want just to add 1. I will make my brush smaller with F and go down. I'm trying with the bracket keys like I'm used to, but it just don't happen. So I will add those here. The steps, the keys, we don't care about those. I will add few hairs where I think they're not enough. In this area too, I don't know why. Ooh, I added a lot. So I just single click. Just go and single click to add few hairs. And we have to continue probably in the next video, but let me show you how to comb this hair. And also in these options here in the top right, we can go and just click children, and we will see all the hairs. But when we start combing, it could lead to a little bit of a problem. So I'll take my comb brush and start combing the way I told you, like this, around the eyes, and go, and here, up, and here also, like down. This will go downish, and we have to try for each hairs to be like straight, not crumbled or something. So it could prove a little difficult. But if we do it right, if we do it correctly, it may do us a nice kind of nice render later. It could be cool. I'll comb it, and comb here around the mouth, everything backwards. And we have some kind of symmetry, but it's not working super correctly because our hairs are not exactly symmetrical, which is not a big deal. But we have to also shorten some hairs around the mouth, because in the real world, in the mammals like cats and dogs, the hairs around the mouth are kind of shorter, because you know the mother nature knows its job. And when, for example, this animal like dog or cat is eating a carcass, for example, because in the wild they are eating some dead animals, of course, and if those hairs here are very, very huge, they will get pretty messy. So they are shorter, so when they can eat, they not mess around later, and then they'll hold a lot of food and rotten and smell and stuff like this. At least that's my theory, and I think I'm right. It's should be. Most of the things are logical, but it depends on the logic sometimes. Sometimes our logic as humans is not exactly the logic of the universe, but most of the time it is, I think. So just grooming carefully on the here on the like on top, here on the back, and here on the bottom. But now I will shorten, shrink. I will shrink those hairs here. And when I shrink or grow, it's very useful to have this children option here in the options tab on, because otherwise it will be difficult to see what exactly am I doing. So I'm now just pressing and holding the button and going over those areas here, which I think should be with smaller hairs, shorter hairs. Here also a little bit, but on the top of the head, of course, we will leave them, because in the concept, if you notice, of course, the concept is not on screen right now, but there is a lot of hair here on the top, and not much anywhere else, which I think it's okay. Now, let's try to see what happens. I will press like this, then go to render and see what is going on. And we don't see the hairs right now. And why is that? Because we are still on edit mode. We'll go to control tab and object mode, and then we should be able to see our fluffy hair. And we should wait a little bit. Let's wait for a few seconds and see what will happen. And I think it's starting to look relatively fine. Of course, this is looking that kind of a smudgy, because we have the denoiser turned on, and the denoiser is constantly removing the noise, which is good, by the way, but we have to wait for it to render the full, not the full, but kind of the picture. Let's try with F12 and see what will happen. Okay, I thought we have a denoiser here too, but obviously it's not exactly on. It should be though, because I think I clicked it. And maybe I'm wrong, who knows? I don't know. Nobody knows. Except we can see, of course. So, in this case, we can wait for a long time, and that's why I don't like exactly this fur and hair things, because yeah, the result could be good, could be not so good, but could be good. But the waiting time is like super huge, and I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of waiting times. Probably we will make 1 or 2 of those renders just for the sake of it, but for example, now we see we are almost 1 minute into this render, and now we are exactly 1 minute into render, and still the fur is not very visible. We have to go more and more until the fur is starting to get visible, but it's kind of visible that it's fluffy and nice now, which is fine, but still not enough for me. So yeah, this fur is okay, but we will not be completely relying on this fur. Most of the time we'll go without it. And how to disable it from the render and stuff, we have to go to our, of course, particle dynamics or particle properties, and we have to find, I'm not sure exactly where it is, but viewport display, probably show emitter, not in the viewport, maybe in the render. Let's see, render, show emitter, yes. So in the viewport it will show, but in the render it will not, it shouldn't, but it shows in the render. So let's see here. Okay, the emitter, no. I kind of I found it somewhere, but I'm not sure. Disconnect here, no. Delete, edit, no. Disconnect all, no. We have to find it. It's just somewhere here. Show emitter, we have to show emitter. It's display as none. Display as, yes. So display as none, and we will not have it, which is good. I mean, we don't care. Let's go to material here. Okay, and we see our mouse. So we know that we have a dice in here. Nobody else knows, only we know. Good. And what else? We need to start maybe rigging our character, or working a little bit on the body and then rigging it. But we'll see. But one more thing we should do is the pocket here in the front. We have to make this pocket. It's part of the process, and we will put this arm in the pocket, and the other arm will hold the cup, basically. So let's do this in the next video, or let's do some of this in the next video. Probably we will not be able to do everything, of course, but some of it.